What's up, guys? I figured I'd do a kind of a little update. I actually got to play a little bit out in the garage the other day. So, I don't know if you remember this. This is a top I made. Come here. Come here. Here's our new little puppy. Hey. His name's D'Artagnan from Three Musketeers. He's got his pajamas on. Yeah. You want the ball? Go get that ball. Bring it here. Oh, good boy. Ready? Go get it. Alright. So I got to, I don't know if you remember, but I made this back before the fire. Just kind of messing around. And it's really pretty fun to have. It does okay at spinning, I guess. You spin it right. Also, I made one of these little spinners that seem to be the craze. But so got to playing the other night, and like, tops are cool, but what if we had a big top like that? Just kind of get a size comparison. So this was a rotor to a ceiling fan. I actually made it into a little buffer. Just kind of a proof of concept. And it worked okay, but there wasn't enough torque or anything like that. But anyway, so I made this. So I don't remember how wide this was, but obviously that's about as fast as I can personally spin it. I might could get a rope and wrap it around it, whatever. But it's not what 20 volt DeWalt says. So I had to turn that down so the DeWalt would fit on there. And then, so I did that. Get that to stay. So these are already balanced pretty good. Obviously it spins around, so it needs to be balanced so it doesn't get any of the wobbles and all that. I'm still working on my machining technique. It's still pretty rough, even after I took a really light pass on it. And maybe it's because I'm feeding it in manually. I don't know. And then so basically I drilled this out to fit this. I had to turn this outside down a little bit so it's a really snug fit. I used red Loctite. I turned this down. This and this is both turned at a 40 degrees. So I put it on the 20 on the cross slide. Couldn't think of the name. Anyways, but before I did that, this is just a solid piece. This was flat. So I started with a starter drill bit. And then got that in there. And then from the outside of this, I turned this out 40 degrees. And then kind of same thing on here. I had to drill this out, turn this down just a little bit, and made it a real snug fit where I had to press it in with the press. And then I used red Loctite. I used blue Loctite on this because I figured this BB might wear out because of how heavy this is. And I mean, that's a lot of, this thing probably weighs, I don't know, 3 pounds, 5 pounds. This thing probably weighs 3 pounds, maybe 5 pounds, something like that. And all that pressure is getting put right there. So it's a lot of force. So I figured I might have to replace that BB sometime. Not that I'm going to be doing this all the time, but anyway. So let's speed this thing up and see what we can get. All right, let's see what kind of trouble we can get into. Now, the way I have this is I don't clamp the drill on there. So whenever I'm done spinning it up, I can just pull it up. So, and this is just a plate. I put a little divot in the bottom of it. So hopefully that'll keep this thing from walking all over the place. That might spin a while. I don't know. Let's see. That sounds nice now. All right, while that's spinning, I went to the local, what do you call it? Yep, still spinning. So we still have a bunch of stuff out here that we're going through. A lot of this stuff still smells like smoke, so we don't want it in the house, but it can't be outside in the rain. So we still have a lot of stuff we're going through, and just no time to do it, really. I mean, and no place to put a lot of the stuff, so I'm getting real close to just throwing a bunch of junk away. But yeah, it's been spinning for a pretty good amount. So anyways, I picked this up at a government liquidation sale. As you can see, it's a Grizzly 8-inch grinder, half horsepower, 3.5 amps, 3,450 RPM. It's what I'm going to do is make this my buffer. So I took the, anyways, I had the protective covers on it and everything, but I don't know if I'll need that with a buffer. But whenever I plugged it in, this thing just went, it wouldn't spin. So it tells you that the starter capacitor is out. And so opened it up, and somebody had clipped the starter capacitor. Oh, all done. All right. So someone had clipped the starter capacitor. So I just soldered the wires back to where they were clipped, turned it on. And I don't know if I should start this because I don't have nothing. There we go. Whenever it's running, it runs nice and smooth. No weird noises or anything like that. So, picked that up for a pretty good deal. So, I wound up picking this up for 45 bucks. If it worked from the get-go, it would have been worth it. But since I had to do all this other stuff, it's, I don't know. It's really not worth it, but I'm glad I fixed it. A lot of times those government liquidation sales, it's kind of a hit or miss. Most of the time that I found, it's a miss. Now, if you're going to get ammo cans, that's the place to get them, because you can get like the 50 cal cans for like $7-8. I bought this big one. It was $19, and then here's the Here's these other ones. Oh, oops. Let's show you. Not bad. Anyways, so we got several of these cans, and these are still the ones that still smell like smoke. I think all of these I need to actually shoot. Just since they were in the house fire, I don't want to have to trust my life on some ammunition that may or may not work. But this, I think I'm going to turn this into a Bluetooth stereo and put maybe a couple 6x9s in there, or 6.5s or something like that. It should be plenty big enough to do that. Alright, now where were we? Here's the thing I picked up tonight. It's a Porter Band. Milwaukee Porter Band. It is the 6227, I think. Yeah, I think that's what that says. 6227 or something. Anyways, it's dirty. It works. It does need these little belts, obviously. But I think those, I don't know, I think they're $10 a piece or something. So for another 20 bucks, I bought the whole thing for $20. And then put $20 belt thingies on there. I'm going to clean it up. And it should be really good. I'm going to dedicate this to just a metal bandsaw blade. That way I can keep this bandsaw with just wood cutting blade. Alright, let's play with this some more. Move my phone out of the way, son. Oh, there we go. So it took about that long. Something else I was going to tell you all about. I bought one of these little machines. Basically, it's a XY vise, I think is what they call it, or something like that. But anyways, I bought it. It's okay. You gotta adjust these gibs to make this tight. But as you can see, I mean, I'm shaking the whole. It's not moving. So I mean, once you tighten these down good, it does an okay job. Obviously, I wouldn't use this to be doing anything critical. But, you know, wood, plastic, I did some aluminum. That's what it did with aluminum. Even though there's some chatter marks or whatever, it is even for the most part. So it is what it is. I mean, anyways, I think it was like 20 bucks or something. but you can find them on Amazon. They're pretty cheap. And then gloves. I bought some new gloves. Oh, these are the best. These are FG, the firm grip, FG Extreme. But whenever you put them on, they feel really thin, but they do give quite a bit of protection. A little bit of cushion right there. But here, hold on a second. This is a extra large, but I mean it really does fit really good to your hands. You get pretty good dexterity whenever you're feeling stuff, and still having the protection. I got one of these sets. It went into my gun range bag whenever I'm, and then this set's going to come out in the garage. And I have another set. I think they're in here. Hold on a second. Yeah, this was the first set I had. Basically same thing. Really comfortable. And they seem like they breathe pretty good too. So your hands don't get too awful sweaty. And they're about 14 bucks. So there you go. Alright, so I think I'm done rambling. There you go. That's my Ginormous top in action. Alright, I hope everybody's doing well. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. See ya.